He say, I don't hate you.
Right.
I just the choices that you make. Because those are the choices that bitch ass niggas make.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So,
Oh! Did Katt Williams ever go Katt Williams? My goodness. I don't think I've enjoyed something like that in a long time. Katt Williams went full Katt Williams on Champagne Sloppy. And see, the way Katt Williams do it, it's like you can't hate him. Because it's like, how you gonna hate him because he's right? You hating somebody because they're correct. Because I've said those same words about you. And that's just the truth. You see, here's the situation. We've all listened to Drake songs, right? And because we've all listened to Drake songs or music, we have all had like songs we like, songs we don't like. So this wasn't about liking a Drake song or disliking a Drake song. This was about the person and the choices they have decided to make in recent times. And Kendrick Lamar and Katt Williams' view as to what was going on was a revealing as the reason all of this has been happening to Mr. R.B. Graham.
other than that, you have no reason to be, because we all are. Just understand what Kendrick has to be to even be doing the show there.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Drake doing his show in L.A. We are not talking about him in the back. We're not talking about that. But we are talking about Kendrick going there and doing the body of work. That's what it means to stand on them 10. Mm-hmm. It means standing on that business. Mm-hmm. I said what I said over here, and I'll be saying it over there as well. And that's what's so critical about me trying to make sure that I say it as viciously as I mean to say it as accurately as I can say it, because I'm gonna still have to be saying, you see what I'm saying? This is part of keeping that energy.
And that's what keeping that energy is all about. Something that I attest to every day. I keep that same energy, even when y'all think I don't. People have a tendency to project their insecurities onto you. Notice how people would do that? They'll say things like, you know you want to do this. You know you don't like them for this. You know the only reason you like them is because of this. No, that's the reason you would do it, not the reason I would do it. I will tell you my reasoning. There's no wiggle room other than that. Drake got the business because he decided to go to war with me because of my honest critique of the music. Nothing I said was out of bounds or something no one else had said, really. We all came to the same conclusion about the music. I mean, I think it's unilaterally across the globe. Everybody know he got his ass whooped in that rap battle. We all know that. So it didn't need much of a push. The work was already done. And that's what he's saying. He stayed down, standing 10 toes down. No matter if it's over there, if it's over here, you gotta stand. When I said I was a Piston fan, I told the world I'm the #1 Piston fan. How easy is it to be a Piston fan in Detroit? Piston fans all over the place. It's easy to be a fan then when you got numbers. Try doing that in Chicago. Try living in Chicago and being a Piston fan. Try that out for a minute. Every day they seeing you in Piston gear. Try walking into a school like that, daring one of them to say something to you. Getting in arguments every day. Arguing about Jordan and the Bulls. And I've been debunking these arguments for over 30 years. Before YouTube was even thought of. So standing on 10 toes was something I was doing before it was even to be called. So I've always stood on 10 toes and stood on how I felt. So that's what Katt Williams was pointing out in this whole situation of a rap battle.
He was very specific so that you understand that it's not hatred. It's a double entendre he's giving you. He's saying, I don't hate you.
Right.
I just hate all of the choices that you make. Because those are the choices that bitch ass niggas make. That's all. So I'm saying I'm in the position where I'm a fan of both artists, right? So I don't pretend like I wasn't fucking with Drake before it happened.
Yeah, right.
But I don't give a fuck who it is. I would tell anybody that's gonna fight a bear, I'm not gonna see you again.
We started early. Sabotage. Kinda gotta get you some early in the morning. Sabotage. Yeah.
You wanted to tell no matter who you were. We just felt like because it was Drake that he would get that exemption. But not only is he gonna not get the exemption, he's gonna be brought under more scrutiny. And when K-Dot pulled his cover and say that you just used the culture when you needed it, nobody gonna pop up and disregard that and say differently. And the people that's quiet while you getting beat to death out there, the Carter 6 gonna be trash too. So thank God I'm putting my album out.
Hey, he was letting it be known. Sabotaging me for. You see? This is what I was talking about. There are so many things you can take for granted, right? That you shouldn't. Your health, your livelihood, all of that. Choo choo Charlie, you can know karate. Drake could have came out and said, bang bang choo choo train. That might be a lyric on his album. He could have done anything had he just accepted the loss correctly. But you personified everything Kendrick Lamar said about you to make it worse. Every single thing he said about you. A master manipulator and habitual liar too. Jesus. It couldn't get no truer than that. He's a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truth about you. Well, see, Drake was never my friend. He liked the fact that I was taking his side in the Pusha T beef. That's all that was about. See, what you have to realize is that majority of these people that's out here that's putting on these what they call airs, putting on these shows, doing what they're doing, they have no concern. They have no care. They don't move in that way. They don't move in that light. I remember when here they friends. Man, the dogs are out. Now, I know the dogs is crazy, ain't they? Dogs out big time. Now, let's take it to the top, baby pop. Now, here's said scenario, okay? Because I want it to be heard. When we start talking about said scenario, things that should move in progression, should move smooth, easy transitions back and forth. When we start making those type of projections of smoothness and right, when you start making those type of projections on music and industry, that's when academics start saying I was the TDE executive. Right after the song drop, and you hear my voice on the video, all you got to do is go watch academics video, the TDE executive. Right, some fake made up page where they trying to run a play using my audio. And even in the people in his chat said, hey, wait a minute, that sound like Carcino. Once that happened, annihilated across the board. Your credibility is shot. So I already knew from the TDE executive line you were lying. Then from that standpoint, you went and told a new lie. You brought a guy on your show, and they're trying to use the argument of that guy in a civil case, in a major case with UMG, saying a popular YouTuber, they brought it up in the arguments in the case. It's insulting. Oh, but it gets worse. It gets worse. All of these things happen. Drake gets mad at me and wants to come after my channel. All of a sudden, I'm being flagged for crap way back when. Told YouTube I'm bullying him. Bullying? Really? Wow. So I'm fighting and arguing with YouTube in the background while all of this is going on. All of these emails, conversations we got with YouTube. The whole nine. Meanwhile, have you noticed, Not Like Us drop? I'm the only one who got flagged for his review of the song Not Like Us. Everybody had a reference response track to it. Mine is on my Patreon. You feel me? So they declared war. So now I'm like, okay, so you want to play? And we laid out all of it. We laid out all sloppy lies. And we exposed him to the world. And if you on the Patreon, we didn't just go through him. We went through his whole goddamn family. Because the annihilation has to be complete. But you've never saw that on regular YouTube. That's only on the Patreon. Now, if I was to take what's on there and put that on YouTube, that would ruffle some feathers. I would think. We just exposed Cassie's husband on the Patreon. A lot of people didn't know about it. I might make a video about it, put it on YouTube. Haven't made up my mind yet. As of right now, the YouTube is popping and the Patreon is popping. Now, how does this relate to Katt Williams? Very simple. What Katt just said and what he went through as far as delivering the messages, right? And what he was saying was so vividly clear. It was awesome. He had a lot of good things on there that he was talking about, even Shannon Sharp, saying that he went on the show in case Shannon tried to do anything, he had dirt on Shannon Sharp. Which is Hollywood, we all knew. I mean, of course, we all know about the dirt on Shannon Sharp, right? So there was no real surprise there. But he's saying in case Shannon went another way with it, he was prepared. I felt that was very interesting because there was supposed to be a second interview with Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe, which we probably never will hear now due to the controversy that went on with Uncle Shay Shay. Now here's where it's gonna get really interesting. And I want y'all to follow because this is gonna get real interesting. Kendrick Lamar, when he was first starting to rap and come out into his own and was writing rhymes, Katt Williams was one of the main people he would see all the time, he would speak to all the time, constantly. It was Katt. Katt and Kendrick have a lot in common as far as being enlightened, preparation, work ethic. And like he was saying, he would be working, he wanted to rap under his full name, Kendrick Duckworth. I remember this one lady, she didn't know nothing really about K-Dot. She was just like, that is so cool. He goes by his name, Kendrick Lamar, you know? And he can have a bunch of little Lamars running around. You know, Lamar's a great last name. I mean, he's got a perfect last name. Like his last name is Duckworth. Well, that's good too. I'm like, whatever. It all works. That's what I'm saying. It all works. Well, Kendrick Lamar just sold 10 million records of Not Like Us. The streams are equivalent to 10 million records sold. That's what an international tour does. Takes you diamond. Yes, Not Like Us still comes on the radio, people. And it doesn't even need to come on the radio. The radio plays it because people want to hear it on the radio. There's still people that listen to radio. I'm mostly listening to internet radio. Well, you gotta understand, I've never been that kind of person. I've always been a guy that's thinking. 24 hours a day, the wheels are turning. And as those wheels are turning, you know what I'm thinking about? What's the business side of it? So Katt Williams is getting ready to release a rap album. saying as above, as below. So he was there to pitch pretty much that, and just to have a conversation with people. See, they want to convince you that people don't want to learn. They want to be stupid, which just isn't true. People want to learn. They want to learn in the worst way that you could possibly think of and find. And as everyone has you've seen, and we have spoken on it, Katt Williams said the very same thing. It's not about Drake losing. It's about how he lost and how he just got beat over the head and how no one came to his aid after all of the claims that was made against him. Not one person stood up for him. You'd have thought he was Diddy. Now, anybody associated with him is going to catch the smoke. Lil Wayne dropped a Carter 6, and they just dumped all over him. And it wasn't as bad. Hell, it was better than what Sloppy been putting out. Champagne Sloppy been putting out nothing but crap. And the Carter 6 was better than anything that fool put out. The Carter 6 has what we call moments. It has moments. Like the first 5, 6 songs, on point. After that, it falls off a wagon. And then you don't forgot about the Carter 6. Because the other songs were so bad, but he was trying something. He was trying to do what these new rappers are doing. Trying to get in that lane. But he had songs on there that was way better than what Sloppy been putting out. Kendrick Lamar dropped one song that outdid 40 songs by Drake in 2024. People think Drake ain't put music out. That's how bad he was beaten. They don't even know you put out music. They don't even remember millions of dollars was wasted on it. You see how dirty they playing? And they say there's no such thing as a sabotage. It's what they do all the time. Now, absolutely. Like I was saying, Kendrick Lamar had one record that outperformed 40 songs by Drake. That's crazy. And Drake just keeps making it bigger. He wants to sue. He wants to go to court over a rap song. But he's supposed to be a rapper. Then he want to flex behind his money. Your investments is contingent on the success of you as an artist. When you're no longer successful as an artist, you think your investments are going to protect you. That's not how they're structured, Drake. You're going to understand your popularity is what gives your brands validation. Now you and by altering my live stream and altering my numbers, it's not going to protect you, Sloppy. It's all over. Your run is over, and it couldn't have happened to the perfect human being for the run to come to an end. You crossed me in the middle of it. Stupid. You ran to Aiden Ross and a lot of these other podcasters who's not in your demographic. Stupid. You think the women gonna save you. Stupid. You're gonna find out. Then where will you be? Yeah, well, it's called a progressional switch. Drake's success is only contingent on how many records he sells. Kendrick Lamar, who just sold 10 million records off one song, He went diamond off one song. Now, everybody was thinking, well, you can't beat that record. Here comes Luther right behind it. So you mean to tell me he's gonna have 2 songs that sell over 10 million? Damn. That's equivalent to that? These are historic numbers. And historic feats. But this is what we mean by timeless music. You know what people were getting tired of is that you hear something. Oh, see how they did me? I've walked outside plenty of times. Never been a problem before. We walk out here every day. There's never been a problem. Now y'all want to tell me there's a problem. Are y'all serious? This is what I be talking about. I'm right by a cell tower. So how the hell could it be going wrong? This is called sabotage. I'll be in my house and the same thing will happen. It's called sabotage, baby. Sabotage to the highest degree. Now, ain't nothing wrong with the Wi-Fi. This is just called corruption 101. Well, this is what happens, you know. You try to take people to the top, and this is what happens. Not everybody can go with you. No sleep, pretty much. I don't get a lot of it, like I should. But like I told you about champagne sloppy. He lost it all. That Cabello, whatever, that stuff flopped. Kendrick Lamar going diamond, about to go diamond for Luther too. This is what an international song could do. I'm just talking about. You getting hit upside your head and getting beat to death public and getting stoned to death everywhere you go. All because you didn't know how to accept the loss like a man. Had you just said, all right, you got me, that's good. Now we can get back to business. You tried to lie, faking home break-ins, staging all this activity that never happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's what happens. The overall genesis of it is ego. Drake's ego won't allow him to admit that he lost to Kendrick Lamar. His whole team has fell apart. OVO split up. OVO Fest is gone. I done already heard 4 leaked songs from the album, and they're all terrible. So I just think he doesn't understand or don't know where to go with it. He just put out a song and a music video for a song with no bars. Like, I could write for myself. They were like, no, don't do that. And he did it, and whew. Well, see, I don't like when people do things that are counterproductive, especially to me. Well, you want to make sure you want to put your dots in the right perspective, periods and commas, and you want to put everything where it properly belongs. What you don't want to do is incorporate any of it with the type of nonsense you're going to be up against. See, the way society is built and the way it moves forward is always going to be different than how it's formulatedly laid out for the whole world to see. No. The real recognize the real. The fake, well, the fake will continue to be the fake. What Katt did was a revelation. That's what Katt Williams did.
So below it'll be coming close. Check it out. But anywho, my point is, like, in warfare there are casualties on both sides. That's why you need a peace guard. Because in war, don't nobody win. Everybody takes heavy losses in all of these situations, you know? So
the focus
shout out to
right here
Kendrick.
is
That's right. Because everybody you think is praising Kendrick Lamar right now, right? They the same ones that's gonna be hating on Kendrick Lamar next week. They the same people that's gonna be hating on Kendrick Lamar's whatever in the next few weeks. They love him right now just enough to hate him later. Because see, that's the next move. All these people are doing it because they're afraid to follow the wave. They know that they follow the trend. Right now, the trend is to love Kendrick. If you can't love Kendrick, you are a bona fide hater. Because how could you? He's on the side of righteousness. And they don't want to, but they got to go along with it because they just cannot stand and can't survive everybody going against them. And LeBron James is the reason he even ended up on that side is because he's a wave runner. He follows everybody else's waves. So he wants to come, he's the biggest clout chaser there is, supposed to be the #1 basketball player, and he's nothing but a fanboy clout chaser. So when you see him, he don't care. It could be damn curling into an event. Yo, I'm watching Sydney Abrajanoff. Man, she best at that curling, man. Yep. Sydney Abrajanoff. Yeah. You something else. Yeah. Just ultimate clout chaser. So he is the perfect representation of what a Drake is. So you can see why they were best friends. They were the same time. That's why Drake looking at LeBron like, hey, wait a minute. You a scumbag like me. You gonna switch up on me and you a scumbag? I know you a scumbag. How you gonna be a scumbag like me then switch up? That don't even make sense. In the world of scumbagism, you switching up on me and you a scumbag? I knew Coco Gauff was outstanding when she was 14 years old. I knew she was next. And everybody was talking about Naomi Osaka, and I'm like, she's good, but Coco will be better. And Naomi, she fell victim to the soul pole. Once she started getting piped down, boy, that was it. She didn't care about golf no more or nothing. I mean, tennis or nothing. She was just like, forget that. I'm getting this D. Her parents is, look, focus. Use your Japanese side, focus. She, I'm getting that D. She forgot all about her Japanese side. Yeah, they're both great. That's what I'm saying. But she was on the course. Naomi was on course to run this whole thing. But I said she gonna fizz out. Coco at 14, I saw things in her at 14 that I'm like, I haven't seen that since Venus Williams. I'm like, Venus was 14 doing this. And I'm like, this girl is a little bit more athletic than Venus was. I was like, Venus was a lot more poised at handling the pressure. But I love how they say tennis is a white man's sport. Do you know blacks used to play tennis in the 80s? Arthur Ashe played in the 70s and 80s. People played tennis. My uncles played tennis. They was up there because they was on the north side of Chicago playing tennis. On the tennis court. Doing doubles, my uncles. That's where business deals were done. They'd be in the locker room doing business deals. It wasn't really the golf course then. For us, it was the tennis court. It was cheap to play tennis back then. See, the NBA wasn't paying that kind of money back in those days. Why do you think Bill Cosby played tennis? All of these guys played tennis. You know what they did? They raised the price for training and all of these things to get the black folks out of out of playing tennis. And they started paying more for the NBA. Like, go on, do that. Besides that, the big money was boxing. Boxing was the big money sport. Then football surpassed them. Football, basketball, boxing just fell off the wagon. Because they took the cable deal and got off national TV. So national TV went and picked up the NFL, NBA, baseball was what it was, and now you see where all the deals are. Boxing want to get back on national television. Tennis is boring to somebody who ain't betting on it. Shoot, I bet international tennis almost every night. Well, Katt just said, he basically said Drake had the tendencies and was doing things that a bitch ass nigga would do. And I was like, that's exactly what I called him. That's exactly what he is. All right, I'm gonna see if Chubbs really crashed something. We want to see what you do, Chubbs. We don't see if you really crash something. You ain't crashing nothing. But you head of security. How you head of security and you never own security? I ain't never seen a head of security never own his job.
I'm saying that's why he's saying make Katt Williams and them proud. The truth about to get loud. Like, understand, I ain't nobody, but I got a rank on our side though. They like the ops know and the people on this side know. Who else needs to know? Like if you see people saluting me, just understand there's probably a reason, and it's not so I can look good or, you know what I'm saying? Any of these generosity stories, these stories ain't coming from me. I don't remember how many people I'm helping. Like, my job is to do as much as I can with what I've been given. Yeah, but anyway, let's go. Fuck out of here.
No, black folks, that's what I'm saying. We have been downgraded. Thank you for the super chats, though. Appreciate it. We have been downgraded from day one. I'm not asking Chubbs to go to jail for nothing. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that Chubbs is supposed to be the head of security. Why is your head of security in photographs, in every photographs with you? Why are he posing for pictures? Head of security don't do that. It's not what the security do. Do you see Floyd Mayweather security sitting there taking pictures with him? And the security's in the photo, they on point. They looking away, they on security. The security ain't dressed up like you. Ain't wearing your clothes. Chubbs is the only one that get your hand-me-downs. Yeah, because that came out of Chubbs' mouth. Chubbs said that Drake would give him his clothes. He was like, Drake would give me his clothes to wear. Chubbs is the only one that gets your hand-me-downs. Oh, that's crazy. Right, they on dates. So when you look at a situation and you start seeing all these people make these what we call mistakes, when you start seeing and revealing the mistakes to people, then everybody want to get some act right. Then all of a sudden everybody know what's going on and it means this much to them, X, Y, and Z and all that. Nobody know till they don't know anymore. That's the problem. Everybody an expert till they don't know anything no more. Then it's like, what is an expert? No, because even if you like Drake music, Drake could have still made music and been accepted had he not, went to this whole thing, had he embraced this whole rap battle and said, all right, dude got me. That song was dope. All right, he got this one. I could see that the homie. Had he been real, he'd have still got some, he would have got respect. You would have got some respect. Cause dudes was really trying to respect you. Dudes on TDE, they didn't hate you, bruh. Like they didn't really hate you like that. It's your actions that you did caused them to hate you. You trying to Schoolboy Q didn't even get involved. He didn't even get involved. And then out of everybody, Q was the peaceful one. And still you decided to run out there and do what you did. It said a lot. Spoke volumes. No. No, there's so many different stories that's told that just don't make any sense. So we always try to make sure we on point when it comes to the being realistic. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand the situation and what people are really going through and the pain and the suffering. Uh, there's so many underground worlds that people just they're not really privy to. So when you start seeing people take avenues that you don't usually see, you start seeing like, oh, okay, so guys are moving in a way that don't make a lot of sense. And then you start putting all the numbers together. You start doing the actual work. I mean, to see the GNX tour was exceptional. You know, I was one of the people to be there to witness that. It meant a lot to me. So it was important to show the love and respect. Uh, there's so much going on with narratives and people with focal points. But if you look at people who are introspective and deep in thought, you have Kendrick Lamar, who's an avid reader, uh, who's always seemed to be on point. Well, mm-hmm. I really, I really didn't know. Yeah, well, absolutely. I will be covering the Superman situation. Don't forget to go on my Patreon. We've exposed Cassie's husband in full detail. Yes, on the Casino for Life Patreon. Make sure you sign up for that so you can know what time it is, and then you can get, pretty much brought up to speed. Mm-hmm. Well, that's that. Now, we'll be back a little later. It's just so much material that we have to get done and speak on. So that's why it's so much. You have days where there's nothing. I like those days when it's like no material. I'm just glad we ain't talking about Diddy. I don't know what to do. I'm so glad I ain't talking about Diddy right now. Jesus. I can do a backflip. People was like, oh yeah, you love talking about Diddy. You get your best number. I don't want to talk about Diddy all day long. That's what I said. It needs to be something new happening for me to be like, all right, we gonna talk about it. Nothing new happening. There ain't nothing to talk about. Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. So shouts out to Carmelo Anthony, his channel, Blood Boxing, 78 Sports TV. Welcome to HDII TV. Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez, Kwame Brown, Bus, like everybody out there who doing it the real way, not the phonies. They know who they are. Yeah, well, we keep it moving here. We don't do anything that we shouldn't be doing. You feel me? So, without going into further details, all we can say is this: stay real, stay representing, And we out.